Cricket Bar Centerstage, Adam Collins, Bharat, Sundaresan. We're in the middle of Lords, 2 days out from the second Ashes Test match, England and Australia. The visitors were victorious last week at Edgbaston. This is a ground, Bharat, where they have a formidable record. They've lost just 2 Test matches here since 1934. They won comfortably here 4 years ago as well. There is a sense that Australia are on a bit of a roll and they're getting the Lords Test at a great time.
Tell you what, Colo, there's so much talk about intimidation. Will Archer intimidate Smith? Will England get intimidated by Australia's record here? I'm just intimidated by all this talk of people wanting to wear suits and ties to the press box. I'm carrying a shirt. Do you think that'll well?
I think you'll get away with. I think some people can get away with the t-shirt and shorts combo and your long hair and so forth. And you're probably one of the very few that can get up in that press bubble, dressed in that fashion. In terms of intimidation, Justin Langer has been talking about Jofra Archer and wanting to see him bowl third spells and fourth spells and wear him down. But Archer's response is that, hey, Justin Langer's got another thing coming.
Another thing coming, absolutely, because he has taken a lot of wickets for Sussex. He said that he bowled 50 overs in a game and he used to bowl maximum overs for Sussex when he was playing, regularly for them with the red ball. And he also said the red ball is his favourite format, even though he's made a name for himself with the white ball. So he has a great record, but in Justin Langer's defence there, and from where he's coming from is you want to test these guys. Test cricket is a different beast altogether. There's one thing bowling at home and taking wickets. This is Lords, this is Australia, this is the Ashes.
Here was Jofra Archer's response to Justin Langer, talking ahead of what will almost certainly be his Test debut at Lords on Wednesday.
Probably more ready than ever been, and I bowled 50 overs in one game already. For Sussex, I'm usually the one bowling the most overs anyway, so I think Justin Langer has another thing coming.
In terms of Australia's selection, they're keeping their mouths shut. They're not going to reveal who is playing until the toss. Justin Langer is a huge rat for the 3 fast bowlers that did the business last week at Edgbaston, but also he's mindful of back-to-back Test matches.
Absolutely, because there are just 3 days in between Lords and Leeds. Siddle was really, really good, but Hazelwood has a great record, and it will come down to who you want to pick between them. Pattinson, I say when you have him going, just keep him going. I don't see Stark coming in, and Stark did leak a few runs in Worcester, and that's not what Australia's plan seems to be for the Ashes. They've spoken a lot about control and denying England boundary balls. So I feel they will stick with the same bowling combination anyway, and the batting sorts itself out.
And here is the Australian coach talking about that all-important team balance.
What we are really fortunate at the moment, we've got 6 fit and healthy fast bowlers. I've been coaching for about 10 years now and I can't ever remember having that luxury. But it could change like that, so we're not getting carried away with it, but it is a nice position to be in. And the fact that we had Josh and Mitch Stark on the bench last Test match doesn't happen very often, so we won't get complacent with it. We'll just be happy or fortunate we're in that spot at the moment.
Brad, it's also worth noting that Langer isn't getting ahead of himself. As far as the scoreline in this series, he's adamant. They're 1-0 up, not 2-0 up, and any talk of taking the Ashes home at this stage of the series is premature.
Yeah, because he's been saying it on a daily basis that yes, we've won the Edgbaston Test, but we've not come all the way to win just the Edgbaston Test. We've come here to win the Ashes. Similarly, when asked about Steve Smith, he said, yeah, Steve Smith hasn't come here to just score 2 centuries in the first Test. He wants to do it over and over again, and that is that's what will matter in the end.
And Moeen Ali's out for England, Jack Leach in his place. Also the possibility we'll see Sam Curran. Of course, he was player of the series when England played India in this country this time last year. They couldn't find a place for him at Birmingham, but it feels like this is the ground where he'd love to bowl again.
I would pick Sam Curran in every Test match that England plays, because there were times during the Test match when I would have picked Sam Curran ahead of Jimmy Anderson to just bring into the attack, because he just seems to have that edge to him where he just comes and changes games. And Steve Smith has not faced a lot of left-arm swing bowling, especially at that pace. It's something that I would throw in, because Jofra Archer, yes, he's got the pace to push Steve Smith back, and we have been seeing him in the nets. He's preparing very, very consciously for that. He's also preparing against left-arm swing. He's not faced much of it, comes close to the wicket, you never know. And left-arm spin, we've heard that his record's not that good, but I won't read too much into the left-arm spin bit. But Curran and Archer will test Smith for sure.
Plenty to talk about ahead of this second Ashes Test match here at Lords. Stick with Cricket Buzz throughout the build-up. Tomorrow we'll hear from the captains. Adam Collins and Bharat Sundaresan. We'll talk to you then.